Hello and welcome to Boozy Book Reports, a simple podcast where we revisit childhood classics while drinking copious amounts of alcohol. We're your hosts, Beth
and Sam.
And this month we're reporting on the story of Holly and Ivy by Rumer Godden, first published in 1958. Did I say it wrong?
Rumer.
What did I call her?
Rumner. It's Rumer. R-U-M-E-R.
I can see the M.
But you also added an N.
You know, it's the season of giving.
The N is for nativity.
Nativity. Yes. Oh my gosh. So, confession.
Yeah.
We have done more than one episode tonight.
We're putting the copious amounts of alcohol tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how on the rails we stay. But it's fine. It's fine.
That's the holiday season. You know, it's good to have a little tipple.
Yeah, I'm very excited because you made two beautiful drinks.
Yes.
And
you picked a lovely book.
This book is very special to me because it is something that I very distinctly remember. Like, I can remember being in bed and my mom reading this to me when I was like 4, 5, 6.
I've never heard of this one, but I really, really liked the art.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's very cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was published in 1958. So it's almost mid-century modern-ish in some ways. Like, the art is very pretty on it.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, speaking of pretty, 2 drinks.
Yeah.
That complement each other. They feel festive. I'm feeling ho-ho-ho-ish.
So one of them's supposed to be greener than it is. But we made a red and a green drink in honor of the season. And so our green drink for tonight is a Grasshopper, which is a classic cocktail. It comes out of New Orleans, like so many cocktails that we actually feature on this show. But it's basically a milky Girl Scout cookie.
Interesting.
A Thin Mint.
So what is in this?
So we've got creme de menthe, creme de cacao, so mint liqueur, chocolate liqueur, and heavy cream. So if you're lactose intolerant,
which we both are,
and you're staying at your friend's house, my apologies.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We got this.
It looks nice though. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Cheers. Wow.
Delicious.
Really good.
Mm-hmm. It's also kind of low ABV because it's just liqueurs. We used to drink things in college.
Boy, that could go down too quick.
Yeah. It's a good Christmas drink because it's a little, if you don't like eggnog, but you want something milky, this is a lovely replacement for you.
And it's very minty, but it has this nice hint of chocolate as the finish.
Yes.
It's so good. I will be taking just a couple sips because the richness of this is too good to be true. Yeah,
this is a tummy ache, frankly, for me waiting to happen, but I do enjoy this cocktail.
It's really good.
It is good.
Yeah.
We've been on some, I've been kind of on a heater lately.
Yeah, I've had a good run.
Yeah.
Okay, what's this red drink?
So the red drink is our hollyberry cocktail, which is one we made up for this book. So... I've been trying to do a mixture.
The royal we.
Yeah. The one we made up for this book. It's kind of like a berry cocktail. So we used huckleberry vodka. We used some creme de cassis, which is a black currant liquor, or liqueur. There is some lemon and orgeat in it. So almond simple syrup, and then a little bit of cardamom bitters. So to give it some like seasonal warmth. So hopefully it's good. Oh, yeah.
It's tangy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Oh, wow.
It's
Sam's
almost
so proud of herself right now.
I am. I'm going to be honest, just let you in on a little behind-the-scenes secret. I winged this one, and I am very happy about it.
It almost has a little bit of a cranberry kick to it.
It does almost taste cranberry, yeah.
Yeah, but not...
It could maybe use, if you like a sweeter drink, so I used a half ounce of orgeat in this, maybe put in an ounce.
Yeah, it's good.
Or 3/4 of an ounce. But I like a tangier cocktail.
Mm-hmm. This has tang to it.
This would be excellent with a very, a heavy, salty meal.
Yes.
Like your turkey and your
stuffing and your gravy. I just thought about a steak, which I don't even eat meat, but I was just like, this feels steakish.
Yeah, yeah. Like some of your really rich, sort of heavy, greasy, some greasy is the wrong way, but like really sumptuous holiday food, this would cut it.
Oh, yeah. This would have been really actually good at Thanksgiving. Because it's
100%.
Just like, yeah. Okay. All right. Good job, Sam.
Thank
Look at
you.
Little bartender.
Yes.
Great job on the drinks. It was a gift to me. I'm going to try and drink most of them, so we'll see what happens.
That is the nicest present I can give you, Beth, is 2 drinks you like.
I mean, it's a rarity.
It is. I think we've been like a winner for this last couple months of podcasts. I think we've actually been doing all right.
I think we're getting it. So, okay. back of the book.
Yes.
What is this story about?
Here is a story about wishing. Ivy is a little orphan who has no one to be with on Christmas Eve, so she wishes very hard. Holly is the doll left all alone in the toy shop on Christmas Eve, so she wishes very hard too. What do they wish for? Will their dreams come true? Question mark, ellipses.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it also says Scholastic Book Services, New York back here, but I didn't think you wanted me to read that.
Well, that's Scholastic is a classy book place.
Only the finest of book fairs.
Well, Rumner, right? Rummer?
Rumer Wilson. Rumer Willis.
Who's Rumner?
I don't know.
Okay. So the author is a Brit.
Yes.
She's authored more than 60 books.
Yeah.
And 9 of which have been turned into films. I did look at the list. Didn't recognize a single one.
Maybe it's like the Hallmark Channel of Britain.
They were more adult. Not like adult, but they were like, they were adult fiction. Yeah. But another fun little tidbit is that this book not only got made into a stage production, but also a 1991 cartoon, which is available on YouTube. It's under the name The Wish That Changed Christmas. And I watched some of it, and it is the most 90s like animation ever. It's
Maybe that's
so
what
rough.
we'll do after this is we'll go watch it.
It almost feels like a one of those like Christian cartoons from like the 90s or 2000s where it's just like is real rough. It's real rough.
Unfortunate because there's I don't know, does it say? Oh yeah, illustrated by Adrian Adams. Mm-hmm. The illustrations in the book are adorable.
Super cute. If they would have just done if they would have kept with the same style, it'd been so cute. I do have to say they did add some diversity to the TV show, so that was great.
Props. Yeah. That's a W.
Yes. So this is a quintessential Christmas story.
Yeah.
It is very cute. Kind of. Although as I had no recollection. Like I remember the cover, but as we're reading it, I literally could feel emotions that I must have it's like stored in my body.
Like nostalgia, like a physical response.
Yeah, but it was sadness. Because, here's the thing. So we start off and it's this little girl.
Yeah.
And we find out, actually the book starts off with a doll. And she's delivered. She's put out into this toy shop. And first of all, there's a psychotic owl in this called Abracadabra.
Who keeps going like hoo hoo.
Yeah, and he's kind of reminding me of the guy from Toy Story 2, the pink guy. Maybe it was Toy Story 3. I think it was Toy Story 3.
Oh.
No, it's like a bear, this purple bear.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like kind of horrible to everybody. That was the owl. He was just like telling
aggressive and kind of mean.
And like telling toys that it's literally Christmas Eve and he's like, this is the last day. And if you don't get taken, nobody's gonna love you.
And you're gonna go into storage.
Yeah. And so a new doll named Holly is brought into the fray, and she's wearing this cute red dress. She's very much a Christmas doll, and he hates her off the bat.
Yeah. Bullies her.
There's also 2 like velvet hippopotamuses that like
I just kept thinking about Moodang.
Right? It's so cute. I
know. And the picture's good too.
It's so
like,
cute.
Oh, Moodang.
Moodang. We missed you. So anyway, then we kind of cuts back and forth between a few people. We cut to this little girl named Ivy.
Yes.
And she's at an orphanage.
Yes.
And all the kids are being taken home by families just for the holiday, which is terribly sad.
Yeah. Adopt a child for the holiday.
Yeah.
But not her.
And there's one boy that's like teasing her, like, have fun here because the cook's gone, the cleaner's gone. Nobody's going to be here. You're going to be here by yourself. She's like, I'm going to my grandma's house. He's like, you don't have a grandma. She's like, yes, I do. She does not.
No, she does not. And not only that, like the lady who's in charge of the children's home is like, actually, my like sister's sick, so I also can't take care of you. So we're just gonna ship you on this train.
Yes, to the infant house where the babies stay.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
This is another entry into where the hell are the adults?
Right? This little cute 6-year-old girl is put on a train with a little just like safety pin with a note to where she's going.
Yeah.
And the lady's just like,
and
bye.
a pack of sandwiches.
Yeah. They're like, bye. Have a happy Christmas.
Yeah.
Good luck, kid.
Surely you'll figure it out.
Yeah. And she was like, absolutely not having it.
Yeah.
She got it in her head that her grandma lived in this town. And she proceeds to rip the name off of her tag off of her jacket. And she's just like waiting for the town.
Yeah.
And then deboards, just runs off the train. No suitcase, nothing. Gone.
This is in this town.
In this city. People are milling around, like doing all the Christmas shopping. It reminds me, if you've ever heard of Leavenworth, Washington, it's like this picturesque German inspired.
It's a fake German town in Washington state. It sounds terrible. It is amazing.
Yeah. It's super
awesome.
cute. Yeah.
It's pretty. It has good food. It has like a cute downtown with lots of like little places you can grab food or go shopping or and it is a completely fake German town.
Yes. But that's what was kind of in my head for this situation.
I think picturesque.
Yeah.
But maybe less mountains.
So yes.
It's in Britain still.
So we flash back to this toy store, and there's a boy named Peter that works there, and he is busting his butt on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
So much so he's like hurting himself. He rips up his pocket. So Peter is just like moving and hustling, and the owners of the toy shop really acknowledge this. And there's like, "Hey man, like you can take a toy. I mean, not any of the expensive toys, like a train or air gun, but you could take any toy you want other than anything expensive as like a little bonus." And he's like to their face, they're like, "Great." And then he turns around and he's like, "What am I going to do with a toy? I'm like a 14-year-old boy. Like, what am I doing?"
I don't know. The creepy owl sounds pretty lit for a 14-year-old boy.
Is freaking insane. So we also cut to this other woman named Mrs. Jones who's setting up a Christmas tree.
She's finishing her shopping.
Yeah, finishing her shop. Oh, she's finishing her shopping and she sees the doll. And she's like, "That's so cute, and I just want to buy it." And
I wish I had a little girl to give that doll to.
And then she goes home to her policeman husband.
Yeah.
And she sets up the tree and she's like mentioning the doll. He's like, "What the hell? Why would you do that?
Are you daft?"
Yeah.
It keeps calling her daft. He's like, "What in the hell are you talking about?" He's like, "I wish we had do you think we could find a little girl to give that doll to?" And he's like, "What? No. That's theft. That's kidnapping."
And then he's like, "Have my breakfast ready for me in the morning because I have a long shift. Bye."
I kind of hated him, but I kind of loved him. He was like, "No, what are you doing?" I would also like breakfast.
So good. So Ivy's been kind of walking around the town, trying to look into houses to find like a Christmas tree, but with no toys, with no kids. That's probably going to be her grandma's house. Like she is dead set that she has a grandma. She stumbles across the toy store.
Delusional.
She's delusional.
I mean,
she's
wishful.
It's also snowing and Christmas Eve, and the sun is set.
It's cold.
It's cold. So homegirl has been walking around for hours,
freezing.
No food, barely has any clothes on. She like ends up at the bakery, and she's like in the alley because like the bakery's been going so hard all day that like the walls are hot. So she snuggles in on some like I'm going to say loaves of flour. That is not how that is. Sacks of flowers.
Yes.
Takes her jacket off, which uses a blanket, and is just takes a nap. And immediately I'm like, she's dead. Like she's died in the alley. Like hypothermia.
Yeah.
Is gonna set in any minute.
Well, I mean, if she's got like the ovens are hot, maybe it's like just warm enough. It's also like Britain. It's not quite like
here.
Yeah, it's not frigid. It's not North Dakota.
I don't know. In my brain, I'm just like, whoa, this could turn real fast. But I'm like, pretty sure it doesn't.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
She does get very cold later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of jumping around. So at some point, the toy store is closing, and the owners are telling Peter, this 14-year-old boy, I don't know if he's 14, but that's what I picture.
Yeah.
"Hey, man, you did such a good job. We trust you. Here's the key," which is like an old school skeleton key that's like intricate with the the whole kit and caboodle. And they're like, "Lock up, son." And he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
look at me." And gets very excited, locks the door, drops the key. Doesn't realize it.
Been there. Did I tell you I locked myself out like last week?
No, that's embarrassing.
No, sorry. No, it was embarrassing because my husband was not home. He was in another state, and I had to break in, and I had to shimmy in the window while also pushing the cats away.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've
great.
all been there.
Actually, yes, we have been there. We have been there.
I had to call my landlord and ask how to break into the house.
Love that.
Yeah.
At least you could.
I did. Yes. Questionable.
Yeah, that brought back some flashbacks to having like forgot my key
and
have to like at home like slide a window open and hope for the best.
This is why my very professional adult husband wears a wallet chain from Hot Topic because one time in graduate school he locked himself out of his office, and ever since he has worn a wallet chain.
I remember when I first met your husband, I thought, is he Is he like a goth skater boy?
No, he just one time locked himself out and was like, never again.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, the store gets locked up. The toys kind of come to life. I feel like this is like the origin story for Toy Story in some ways.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the owl sort of bullies some people.
He's just an a-hole the whole time.
Yeah.
Holly eventually wakes up because she's so cold.
Yeah.
She's freezing now. So it's so cold that she can't even button the buttons on her jacket.
Yeah, she's shivering.
And so she goes into the toy store and she sees Holly, this beautiful red dress magical creature, and she's just like obsessed, rightfully so. Yeah. Did you have a favorite doll growing up, or like a specific Barbie or something that you were like obsessed with?
I had okay. I had some horse figurines I really
Of course.
No, I had Grandma Barbie. My Barbie didn't have kids, but somehow was like the matriarch of the family.
Interesting.
Yeah. My sister had all the Barbies with all the kids. But yeah, I had Grandma Barbie. She's pretty cool. Oh, and I did have this one Barbie that a friend of the family gave me that was like a really beautiful velvet blue Christmas outfit.
Ooh,
and
classy.
that I really liked.
I had a Barbie that had like her heart. She had hearts all over her skirt that were like little embroidered, and then like a red bodice with like big sleeves that were red. They all had like little like tulle with little red hearts all over. It was so pretty. But the doll I always wanted, I think it came out in 1987, was this peach Barbie. And she had this beautiful peach gown.
Oh my goodness!
And it was full. It was very Farrah Fawcett. It was just like. It reminded me of Farrah Fawcett's hair. Yeah, just big and beautiful. And I remember being at KB Toy Store at the mall, and like it was up on a tall shelf, which probably wasn't that tall, but to me, it's at the top shelf. And I just remember staring at it and wanting it so bad. And you never got it. As an adult, I was like, you should buy it again. Like, I'm good. I don't need to have that memory.
Adult Barbie people are their own thing. Yeah. But
it was just that, there's that, like, I just remember just wanting something so desperately as a little kid. And it was and I pictured this girl, she's 6, lives in an orphanage, like, and she's given a gift on the train, and she's supposed to wait to open it till Christmas. And it was a pencil box.
Yeah. She was like really bummed out because she was like, oh, maybe it's a doll. Yeah. And well, that's what she wants is a doll.
She's like, a doll would have filled the void, guys. I got a pencil box.
Yeah, it's like, you don't even know me.
Yeah. So her and Holly lock eyes, and they're both just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And as Ivy's stepping back, she steps on the key and puts it in her pocket. And then she hears like people and stuff. So she kind of goes and hides.
Yeah.
And
the police officer sees her at this point, the husband.
Yes. And he's like, that seems not right.
Little ball of green running around.
But it's just out of the corner of his eye. And he's like, it's probably nothing. And then keeps it moving.
Yeah.
Which is fine police work, if you ask me.
It's very curious. He's very curious.
After she like finds the key, she goes and like takes shelter in an alley, which again, this is where I thought it was going to turn horribly wrong. She literally wakes up the next morning and goes to the toy store, and at this point Peter has found the cop and he's like, I've lost the key, somebody stole it, I'm done for, I'm gonna be in so much trouble at work. Yes, there was a thief, they probably took the key. And so Ivy's hearing this, and she's just like, oh, I should say something. And she kind of comes out of the shadows, and she looks like a little ragamuffin because she's covered in flour. Yeah. She has like some kind of strudel or something. And so her face is covered with like caramel apple something. Just a tiny, sticky, floury child who's freezing to death. And like, she can't even speak. Like all of the words come out and it's all stuttering because she can't even speak. And then finally the cop is like, wait a minute. You're a 6-year-old child by yourself at 6 in the morning on Christmas. I think you're by yourself. I think you're alone. That is curious. So Ivy ends up giving Peter the key. Peter opens the shop because the cop is like, hey, go look and make sure everything's together. Peter's looking around, and then the owl attacks him. Yeah, and flies away. All of a sudden becomes like a creature that is able to move. It turns out that this whole story is about a demonic owl that has terrorized a toy store, which it really is. Like he looks crazy, and again, his name's Abracadabra. He bullies all the toys, just as awful. And so like Peter's able to like get him down, and he like drop kicks him, and the guy flies into an open trash bin, and then the lid closes.
And he was never heard from
never heard again. And so Peter's like, oh, I should do something nice for this little girl. And he's looking at all the dolls.
He just had to drop kick a demonic owl. I should probably give the girl who saved my ass a toy.
But he like grabs the first doll, and it's like a pin sticks him. And he grabs another baby doll, pin sticks him. And then he grabs, oh, red dress, Christmas. That's the doll.
Yeah. Divine.
Yes.
Aww.
And at the same time, the officer, again, finding the 6-year-old child, is like, you know what? I'm going to take you home.
You know what my wife said she wanted?
She wants a girl.
You were a girl.
You're a girl. You're a child. Merry Christmas.
He brings her home like a stray puppy.
Oh, it's bad.
To the wife. He's like, I've got something for you.
Well, and what's wild is like right before this happens, Ivy is saying things like, oh, my grandma lives close by, you know, and the cop's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my grandma lives right there. And Ivy had been walking around, and she had seen the police officer's wife making this big meal and stuff. And she'd like looked in there. She's like, that's my grandma's house. And the cop's like, really?
Sure is.
Sure
kid.
is. And she's like, that's my grandma's house. She's like, that's my house. So,
well, I guess she's mine now.
So they go inside, and the wife is like pretty excited about this. Like, she's like, oh, a kid.
Yeah, he's like, my daft wife wants a baby. I found one in the woods. Here we go.
Oh.
Cheaper than adoption.
Oh my gosh. And also the officer earlier had told Peter, hey man, if anything goes on, you know where I live. I mean, this is a small town. Town.
Yeah.
And so Peter takes the doll, and while the Joneses, which is the cop's name, they're deciding like, oh, look at this child that we're going to be keeping. Peter sneaks into their house and puts the doll under the Christmas tree, which
Peter's sus.
That's breaking and entering to a cop's house. I wouldn't do it. Bold move. Yeah. But, you know, again, different way to live.
Left a toy, so it's good. It's a small town. Everyone's just family here.
Everybody's family.
Everybody's family.
Well, I mean, police officer, Mrs. Jones Litter is like, this is my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit young to be a grandmother, though. You know, I was like, okay, man. And then literally, like, they turn the corner to go look at the tree, and Holly's sitting right there, and she's so excited, and she gets her doll, and then they decide to adopt her, and then they like spend a lot of time like going to like the different shops, and they like, we see Peter often, and blah blah blah, and everybody's happy.
In my headcanon, Peter and Ivy get married.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like later in the future.
Okay.
Not as child bride.
No, yeah. Both.
I mean, again, there's no adults in this how this ends.
Okay, I love
in
that.
20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very Hallmark movie.
100%.
Yeah, but they would have to forget that happened, and then Peter would have to visit her at some point at her house and see the
college.
doll. Yeah, he got off to college. He probably went off to war.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and then years later, like he meets this young ingenue that opened her own dress shop or something.
Yeah, because she was inspired by the
yes, because Mrs. Jones actually makes the doll, and so Holly and Ivy both get like matching little sets of clothing.
Yeah, and it sparks a love of costume design.
Yes, and then he comes back, and he's like, he doesn't remember her because like she was a little girl,
but he tears his sweater, and he needs somebody to fix it.
Yes, and she fixes it. Yeah. And when he looks up in the tailor shop, there's freaking
the doll.
Holly is sitting right there, and he's like, oh my gosh.
And right as they're about to kiss, Abracadabra
comes out and freaking like, my revenge. He dug his way out of like the trash, like landfill or whatever.
Made me stronger. And it claws them in the eyes. Anyway.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
So stupid.
But all that to say, this is such a cute kids' Christmas
story.
Agree.
The
it's
art
so cute.
Kills. I love it. It kills it for me.
Really
I'm not kills it, but it just like kills me. It's how cute it is. It's a cute story. It's 100% another entry into Where Are the Adults?
Oh yeah,
the hall of like bad adulting.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I really
liked it. Yeah. It again, I had big feelings at the beginning, but I don't know about you, but like when my parents would read me stuff like this, I don't think they'd always explain to me like the minutia of adoption, and you're not going to become an orphan, Beth. It's okay. Yeah. You are going to have a Christmas. You're not going to get taken away. And I think that might have helped a young Beth.
That was the fear and panic you were feeling.
I was like, but then it softened as I got into it.
I think there was like a nice little thing where it's like when she was adopted, and they kind of explain it for like the kids in the audience. I thought it was cute.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Super cute. It was just like feel good. Like
Yeah.
for the most part, there's no
trigger warnings.
No trigger warnings.
Well, maybe like a little bit of bad adulting and
a
shoving your
little bit of
6-year-old on a
kidnapping.
train. Yeah, mild kidnapping.
Mild breaking and entering.
A tiny amount of like spousal sass in a way that was like, he's like,
okay,
you're an idiot.
Yeah. It was interesting in the 1991 cartoon, they made Peter a black boy.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, diversity, like
nice.
Trying to make this happen.
Yeah.
I don't expect that that's what the author had originally intended, but I love it that we're doing it now.
Yeah, I liked it.
So it's good. Yeah.
Improvement.
I'm going to rate this 4 to 5 spicy eggnogs.
Spicy eggnogs? Like lots of like SoCo in it? Or?
I don't know. Like, well, because this minty one is because mint is a little spicy.
Okay. I like it. 4 to 5 spicy eggnogs. I will go, with 9 out of 10 bags of flour.
Okay. I like that.
I liked it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for kids today. I feel kind of bad for kids today because they don't have great toy stores anymore. There's no Toys R Us.
Yeah.
There's no KB Toys. There's not a lot of like independent toy stores.
Just Target.
It's just Target. And when I go to Target, it doesn't feel like a toy store.
There was a very cool, I wonder if it still exists. There was a very cool one when I was in college called Into the Wind. Ooh. It was a toy and kite store in Boulder.
Oh gosh.
And it was amazing. They had puzzles, they had toys, they had games, they had kites. It was so cool. Yeah. So I was in college, but I still thought that was amazing.
I remember our mall used to have the Disney store.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember going in there and it was just, there's something very specific, especially those specialty toy stores where like the magic is there.
I always wanted to go to the American Girl doll store so bad. We've talked about this when we did the American Girl books, but like American Girl doll was just like the pinnacle.
I always wanted to go to the one that was in Home Alone.
Oh,
when he's in New York.
Yeah. What's it called? There's a name. And because they kind of like do stuff sometimes at Target now too.
Yeah. I can't remember the name. FAO Schwartz. Yeah. That was a good one. Anyway, I just
like a real toy store. I mean, Target's got a decent selection.
But
that
was like not a toy store.
That's kind of what I knew. I guess it was Toys R Us, but I guess mostly I ever just went to Target.
Yeah, it's just different feel than like the wonder that they can create for kids. So I think that's the most fun thing to see it. Like the holidays is like kids opening gifts and kids getting excited because it's like it's so pure. I mean, it's kind of annoying now because like I don't know. I see a lot of TikTok Christmas hauls, and it's very like. I got spent all this money and blah, blah, blah. So it's like it doesn't feel magical. Like, and it's getting to be where like younger and younger, the like magic kind of fades.
Yeah.
But it's like, even though I think it's cringy, I don't really love like the elf on the shelf, but I like the like kids' reactions when it's like a positive reaction is cute.
Yeah. Or when it's something they really wanted and they didn't think they were going to get.
And they cry.
And they're so excited. That's like fun.
Oh, my parents did that like so many times where like, they would just, because we didn't have a lot of money and stuff. So you just wouldn't think we were getting anything big. And they're like, oh, we got this gift for the cats one year. Like, we got this gift for the cats. Like, oh, okay. Completely whatever. And it was a Nintendo, Super Nintendo. It was a Super Nintendo. And I was just like so excited.
Yeah.
I was much more of a gamer than my brother. But just those little things are just so fun. You know, I remember my brother, I don't think it was for Christmas, but he got a bike once and he freaked out. Like, he's like, a bike. He's so excited. And he's just like,
yeah.
So fun to make those memories. But
those are good memories.
Anywho, well, we're switching gears.
Yeah. We got a new year.
A new year.
You.
It's new definitely me. It's a new world.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So because of all the changes that are happening right now, I thought it'd be fun to revisit a series that left a generation scarred. And it is the Left Behind series.
Oh, no.
So we're not going to read the like adult version. We're going to read Left Behind Kids to like soften the blow.
I was going to say, I read all the Left Behind series.
I read all the Left Behind. Like it was my jam.
I never read Left Behind Kids. So all right.
But the main Left Behind series is a doozy. So I can only imagine what the kids was is going to be. So let's ring in the new year with lots of fear.
Awesome. That's going to be great.
If you're enjoying Boozy Book Reports and would like to support the show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Boozy Book Report, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost. Check out their latest album now. Thank you and happy reading.